Hey, what's up, guys? Eli Fishman here with Talkin' Ball interviews, and today I'm very happy to be joined by David Aardsma, former MLB pitcher and current coach for the Toronto Blue Jays. David, thanks so much for joining me today.
Of course, thank you.
Pitch from Aardsma. Struck him out!
In your MLB career, 9 years, 4.27 ERA. Talk to me about that MLB atmosphere and that MLB life. How special is it on that field?
No, I loved it. It was an amazing experience coming up really young. I think I was 22 when I first made my debut. It was an experience, man. It's everything you hope for, everything you dream about, and getting that chance such a young age. I think I played like 18 games in the minor leagues and then right to the big leagues. It was like a shell shock. Jeez. I didn't know what to think, and
my God.
It took a little bit to adjust and get used to it, but pretty soon that just became my life, my reality, and man, I loved it. I look back now. And then I think about all the good times, all the hard times, all the work, all that extra time, all that time in the locker room, and I loved every minute of it.
What were the biggest surprises in the MLB? They always talk about all the normal things and get batting practice and all that. But when you got there, what were some geez, we got to do this? Was there anything like this? Like that?
Like some of those big shock things, like I didn't realize this is what big leaguers do.
Yeah.
One of the big things that took me a little bit to realize and a little bit to own was how hard the big leaguers work. So for me, getting to the big leagues was easy, quick, fast. Staying in the big leagues was hard. So you realize really quickly the amount of work, the amount of effort, the amount of time big leaguers put in. It's not just they show up and they're really talented. They show up, they're really talented, and they outwork everybody. So they keep their bar so high by working so hard. It was my probably biggest shell shock. Also, on the opposite side, they're not that much better than minor leaguers. The players we have here in low A and short season and double A, triple A, big leaguers are not that much better. It's just that the fact that they're a lot more consistent. They work harder. They're able to make adjustments. So when they suck less for less time, and so they might suck for a pitch or a batter, maybe an inning. Where in the minor leagues you might suck for a game or a week. So these guys, they make adjustments quicker. They work harder, and that's really the biggest difference.
So in the MLB life, you guys have the clubhouses, the food, the travel, the fans, the autographs. All that stuff of those, which is your favorite? What's your favorite part about the MLB? All that MLB stuff.
That experience for me, it was so one thing growing up. So I had a pitching coach named Tom Page, my godfather. I mean, he was amazing, right? He meant so much in my life. My very first ever pitching coach. He pitched for the Yankees back in the day, like old timer in the 40s and 50s, and so he always said, "Give back to the game." So no matter what you do, the game's going to give you so much. Give back. And one of my ways of doing that was signing autographs. So I would always, whenever I had a chance, sign an autograph. Never said no. If I had the opportunity, I would do it. There's times you have to say no. There's times where you have to put your work ahead of signing an autograph. So you just got to no matter what, you got to get your work done first. So spring training, like games would get over with, I would literally sign every autograph down the line and sign hundreds of autographs. And it was just fun, man. I loved it. I loved every single minute of it. What's actually crazy is that's sort of the way I met my wife too. Is by actually spending that time taking care of the people that support me, even if they don't know my name, even if they don't know who I am. All I am was a pitcher for the Cubs or a pitcher for the Mariners or whoever I was. Didn't matter. There might have been a kid there that was his experience with a major league player, and I wanted to make that game, that moment, as great as possible.
Coaching now with the Toronto Blue Jays, pitching court?
I'm the coordinator of player development, but I focus on the pitching.
So what exactly are you doing, and how cool is this to, again, give back to baseball and get to work with these young kids?
Yeah. So what exactly I'm doing, the way I describe it, it's a tough job to describe. The way I describe it is every single day I wake up, I come here to the facility or any affiliate or in Toronto, and I think, what can I do to make our pitchers better? what can I possibly do? It could be as small as having a conversation, could be as big as creating the throwing program for the organization in the off season, or looking into new technology. Like, that's a big part of my job, is the technology, the data, understanding sabermetrics, all the analytics that we have, creating information for our coaches, creating it for our players, going through, if it's working with a pitcher on a mound, working with our pitching coach on the mound with a pitcher. A lot of the thing I do is I help coach the coaches. So try to make the coaches as good of coaches they could possibly be, because if I can make our coach better, they're going to make our players better. So I can affect one coach, that a coach will affect 13 pitchers. Now, if I can connect and make 8 coaches better, they're going to connect with our entire organization, and I can't do that alone. So I work really closely with Jeff Ware, our pitching coordinator, Gil Kim, our director of player development, Ben Sherrington, our VP baseball operations. I work very closely with all of them in ensuring our pitching and our long-term future of our pitching is strong, and we know exactly how we're going to develop guys and how to make everything really individualized for every pitcher.
Now, at the end of your career, you went into independent baseball.
Yes.
I covered the Atlantic League. You were with the Long Island Ducks. Talking about that league, people who are out of independent baseball don't give it very much credit. Yeah. But when you go there, you realize it's as good as it gets for minor league baseball.
It is a tough place to play. It is not simple. Like, a lot of people think, oh, it's independent ball, it's just a bunch of guys. No way. There's, right in the middle of every lineup are real hitters, are real big league hitters that are competitive. I kind of put it where I put it on the level was like right even, if not above AAA. I thought where AAA has the advantage is in prospects. Independent ball does not have prospects. But where independent ball has the advantage over AAA is the veteran player presence and the atmosphere, where it's a lot more relaxed and players can develop on their own. Where a lot of times in AAA, all the development and a lot of the organizations were planned. Where in independent ball, it's about you have to win today. You have to win that moment. It's not about winning in the long run. It's so every game you tend to see guys just giving so much effort and so much heart, because their career could be over with that night. So sometimes you see a little different level of baseball because these guys are putting every single thing on the line every night, but you just don't have those level of prospects. So I put it kind of even, if not even a little bit above, as far as the competition.
Have you been paying attention to the rule changes
A little bit
going on in the
a little bit?
What do you think about them?
You know what? I applaud them for trying. I applaud the Atlantic League for giving it a shot. Let's see what else is out there. Let's try something. I think they probably went a little too all into it, but that's my opinion. But I do like that they're trying. You got to change. You got to keep adjusting and changing. And the only way to see where the future of baseball goes is by trying something. What I like to see, almost like in my mind, like all of the independent leagues, every league try one rule and then see how it works, instead of one league trying all of them. But I kind of like it. I like the innovation, and then it's a matter of let's see what actually works.
All right, last question for you, because I know you got to get back to
Yes.
work. From your baseball career, everything you've been through, coach, so many years as a player, what's one thing that you've taken away from your baseball career that you carry with you every day that brings you off the field, one lesson?
One thing is, now in my role where I'm at, one thing I think is don't forget why I'm here. It's not about me. It's not about my career at this point. It's about every other pitcher's career in our organization. So I try to look at that and say, man, all my experiences, all the heartache and the highs and the lows that I went through, how do I help my players with that? How do I take this and help every little guy 1%? And if our players, our pitchers are improved 1%, and we're 1% better than every other organization, then we're kicking people's ass. And I love it. And that's our job, is to make pitchers better and to take all those experiences and make our guys better because of them.
All right, man. Thank you so much for joining me today. Much, much appreciated.
All right, thank you.